Joining us now is Brad Anderson. He's the former CEO, Vice Chairman of Best Buy, now with the Job Creators Alliance. Brad, good to have you here. The opposite of what needs to be done. Basically, this government seems to be doing absolutely nothing. What should they be doing?
Well, Lou, if you're going to create a job, you got to be very optimistic. And we just talked about how negative the climate is. You got to believe there's a customer you can serve better than anybody else can serve that customer. You got to line up an investor to do it, and then you got to hire an employee who is going to deliver a superior value proposition to a customer. And then you got to believe you can sustain that. In order for that to happen, you have to have confidence in the future, and you have to have at least as few obstacles. And it seems to me part of what we're doing as a society is we're making it harder for somebody to make that leap of faith, either to acquire the investor because there's a lot of fear around, or to make the leap of faith because there's so many regulations and challenges that you face that it's very, very hard to go create a new job. And part of, I think, what's happening, we just talked about corporate earnings being good. One of the reasons corporate earnings are good is that there's not new competition coming in to threaten those corporate earnings. That's important to the overall growth of our society, and that comes out in new job creations and challenges. There
comes a point where, Brad, we say, that's all well and good for CEOs to have confidence to lift the fog of uncertainty that surrounds, a look into the future. And let the precious darlings rest easy. But now it's time to really get on with the business of driving a free enterprise capitalist economy. And I don't remember a time when CEOs were seeking to be so coddled, seeking to eliminate so much risk, seeking so much certainty. I mean, have we got a new breed of leader, so-called, in this country, in corporate America? What's going on?
Well, I don't really think people change much, and I don't think CEOs change much. And I don't, as an ex-CEO, I don't think we're an elite breed by any stretch of the imagination. What keeps this country honest is entrepreneurs and folks that develop new businesses. You see most of the jobs that are created in this country are created by new, small, and medium-sized business that are trying to destabilize the CEOs we typically talk to, people like me.
Brad, the census reveals 90% of net new jobs in this country are being created by small business. Big business dominates the agenda, dominates the discussion and the dialogue. And by the way, to the degree that that's positive and forward thinking, that's wonderful. But right now we have a collision, it seems to me, of interest in this country between big business and small, between those seeking jobs and those who are to be creating them. And what we are watching is, perhaps it's just simple reticence and fear, but whatever it is, what are you guys in the Alliance going to do to break through, both in public policy, in the attitude and the leadership of business, to start moving this economy toward prosperity again?
Well, there's been a chronic problem, and it long predates this recession, for big business, which big business starts to act a little bit like government. It gets so large that it can't really create new value propositions for customers. That's why it's been forever that small business and medium-sized business create new jobs, because they're the destabilizing thing that comes in and challenges big business. And so I think the place I'd want to look if we're trying to create new jobs in society is to open up the highway for small and medium-sized business to go out and challenge our big business, put pressure on corporate profits, and create environments in which there are fresh offers being made to consumers. That's how we're going to get this thing growing again.
Well, that we look forward to with great eagerness and more than anticipation, with a full expectation it'll be sooner rather than later with you and Bernie Marcus and others involved in the Alliance. Make them listen, will you, Brad? Appreciate you being here.
Brian, thanks, Lou.